T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Jones messed with the wrong melon farmers. Thug life. And here we go.
I prayed that he would burn in hell, but in my heart, hell have him.
You are all my children now.
This is as far as you go. No more.
Hello, Sydney. Are you God damn me.
Wish I had you all alone, just the two of us.
Ooh, baby, 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 ooh, baby.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Movies and Beyond. Once again, I am Michael, and today it's Sunday. It's Horror Hangout Sunday. With me on Sundays is always Mad Matt from Mad Matt's Mask, and he will be on here in just a second. You know, he's getting some outfit ready for you guys to come on here to showcase his costume abilities. But it's Sunday, and we're jumping back into the world of slashers today, which is pretty important because Halloween is coming up soon. And you know we're going to jump into Halloween. You know it's that time of year. It is that time of year for us to go back to Haddonfield. You guys know that's coming. So I wanted to kind of ease us into slashers, back into slashers. Not that I have to with you fine slasher fans in the chat here and the people watching on replay. You know that's why you come here. And this is one of my favorite times to talk about slashers. I cannot wait for tonight. We're doing a tier chart tonight. We haven't done a tier chart in forever, and we are going to throw a whole bunch of slasher movies in there. And I'm going to have the live chat vote to tell me where these slashers belong, where they're going to go. It's going to be up to you guys. We will give our what's the word? Opinions, I would say. We will give our opinions on where we think these movies should fall, but you guys in the chat will decide where they end up on our chart. And then we'll look at the chart at the end of the day. There's way more movies on this chart than we're going to go through tonight. So don't freak out when you see the extent of the slasher movies that are on this list. And we'll go through and kind of pick and choose which ones to put up there. Let me go ahead and get started on saying hello to you fine people in the live chat before Matt gets on here, and then I'll bring him up as soon as he's ready. So let me start at the beginning. Good God, you guys are going. That's what I'm talking about. Jerry Wilson is in the chat saying, hello, Michael and Matt. Let's get it. What's up, Jerry? I hope you're doing well, my friend. Happy Sunday. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Jerry's also saying, please don't forget to smash that like button. Yes, do not forget to smash that like button, please. It helps out the channel more than you guys know, and it means the world to me. Thank you so much. Jerry's also throwing out the link for Patreon. If you would like to support Movies and Beyond outside of YouTube, you can do so at Patreon. And Jerry has provided the link below there. Go ahead and follow that. You can support Movies and Beyond there. And I do have an announcement that I'll probably be making later this week about Patreon and the channel members, something new that'll be coming to the channel that I'm very excited to bring to you guys. Kind of my way of saying thank you for supporting the channel. And I can't wait to get into that. Looks like Matt's ready. I'll go ahead and bring him on and say what's up to my man right here. Dude, I like that one. What's up, dude? Happy Sunday, man. I cannot hear you. I think your audio is muted. So I think you're muted somewhere. I am not hearing anything. We'll let him get that worked out. I'll keep moving on in the chat until we can hear him. Peter Anthony Productions is in the chat as well, saying can't wait. That's what's up, man. What's up, Peter? I hope you're doing well on this fine Sunday. There it is. It clicked in. What's up, Paula? Paula saying hi to everyone. Happy Sunday, Paula. Always good to see you here. Matt, what is up, my man? How you doing?
How do you hear me, guys?
Yeah, yeah, I hear you.
You can hear me.
I can hear you, yes.
All right, man. It's good to see you guys. What's up, Michael?
What's up, dude? Oh, that's freaking awesome.
Dude, it's Sunday horror time, dude.
Yes.
I got to see you, man, this weekend, which is always fantastic.
Yeah,
it was a very, very busy, a good busy at the booth, man. We got the costume contest coming up. We're getting back to slashers, my man.
I know, dude.
And dude, I love my slashers. Thank you for having me. Great to see you guys. Welcome to Warg. This is Warg, my silicone mask I've never worn. I freaking love it. Hope you guys love it. And I'm so glad to be here, buddy.
That's freaking awesome, man. It looks good, dude. It looks really good. Is it comfortable? Does it?
No. But I'm getting used to it, man. I'm getting used to it, but
one word answer. That would be a no. No.
You know, this is a mask I've had for a long time, and I just put up on the shelf because I love how it looks. But I'm like, I wanted to give you guys something different, something I haven't worn all the time. I freaking love you guys. I love this channel. So, dude, uncomfortable or not, I'm gonna wear it. And I'm ready to talk slashers.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
ready to talk slashers.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's catch up on the chat, man. Let's get through the chat and we can bring up this cool chart that I'm excited to get into tonight. Russell Dorsey is in the chat as well, saying, what's up, everyone? I smashed that like button. I hope everyone is having a wonderful night. Happy Sunday, everyone. Let's smash that like button like Jason Voorhees. If you haven't already, it helps the channel. That's what I'm talking about, Russell. What's up, man? Happy Sunday, bro. Always good to see you here, my man. Always. Let's see. Val from Val's Views is in the chat as well. The General is in the chat. And the General always gets a salute from Movies and Beyond. What's up, Val? I hope you're having a great Sunday. Always good to see you here. Well, let's see. Try to get everybody chatting here. There's so many comments, you guys. Let's see. Melissa is in the chat as well, saying, hey, Thug Life. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, Melissa? Always good to see you here, my friend. Jeff D'Angelo has made it as well. Jeff D'Angelo is in the chat. What's up, Jeff? He's saying, hey to everyone. What is going on, my man? I hope that you are having a fantastic weekend. Happy Sunday, brother.
Yeah, and we got to see Jeff this weekend and Kaylee. Jeff, Kaylee, what's up, you guys?
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. And James has entered the chat. The Shape is in the chat as well. The Shape is in the house saying, hello, everyone. I hope your day was great. What is up, James? What is going on, my man? I hope you are having a fantastic weekend. Always good to see you here, brother.
Good to see you, James.
Oh, let's see. I don't want to miss anybody. Oh, I see I missed one. Going back. I see you there. There it is. Mr. Rick is in the chat as well saying, good evening. This should be fun tonight. Hell yeah, it's going to be fun tonight. What's up, Mr. Rick? I hope you are doing well, my friend. I hope you're having a great weekend, buddy. Always good to see you here. All right. Lydia's in the chat as well saying, Heidi ho, officers. What's going on, Lydia? Hope you're doing well.
Been a doozy of a day.
It has been a doozy of a day. Let's see. I know that I'm missing people because I see a comment by someone I haven't even said anything about yet. And usually people say, what is up? Let's see. I see that Fridge is in the chat as well saying, meh, I don't even know what Thug Life means. I only remember a band name like that. Dude, it is Pineapple Express. It got latched to the channel somehow, but I absolutely love it. Hell yeah. What's up, Fridge? I hope you're doing well, my friend.
Somehow, Michael, somehow. I think I know that somehow. I think you are a huge fan, and that's awesome. But yeah, somehow.
You gotta throw Red out there every
Thug Life.
He's got to get it in there, brother. He has got to get it in there. That's what I am talking about.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Eric the Bearded Entertainment is in the chat as well saying, let's get this party started. That's what I'm talking about.
What's up, Eric?
I hope you're doing well, brother. Dominic St. Clair is in the building as well saying, hey to everyone. What's up, Dominic? I hope you're doing well, my friend. And Jeff is saying that Kaylee is there as well. What's up, Kaylee? I hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday.
Always welcome here, Kaylee. Always welcome here. And it was great to see you today, my girl. Great to see you.
Oh, yeah. Sean Hess is in the chat as well saying, what's up, Michael and Matt and everyone? What's up, Sean? I hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope you are doing well. And Jerry Wilson has gifted 1 Movies and Beyond membership. Jerry, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. You are the man. I am so appreciative. Dude, thank you so much. So much. Let's see. I think I have everyone chatting. I do. I think I did. If I missed you, I am sorry. I do apologize. I do my best trying to get through those. But if I missed you, just throw another comment up there and I will be sure that I get your comment up there. Let's see. Matt.
Yes.
Lydia is saying, quit opening your mouth, Matt. You're scaring me. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. Dude, slashers tonight.
I can't stop. Once I get it down, I can't stop. It's like, okay.
It's very Creeper-esque, bro. Like it's giving me those like Jeepers Creepers kind of vibes from like the early movie. What was it? The second one where he was like doing that with his mouth when he was looking through the bus. Was that the second? That was the second one, right?
Licking his lips.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can lick my lips.
Oh dear God, that's gonna taste horrible. Scott, that's it, man. That is it. That's what I'm freaking talking about. But dude, yes, slashers.
He's splitting them out. Tell him, get to the side. Get to the side. Not you. And he's like,
yeah, that guy. Like, dude, could you imagine if you're the guy, like there's people standing in front of you and he's telling them to get out of the way and he looks at you like, I'm done.
Dude,
it's like I'm I'm just hoping in
You
the
would
bus at
just
that
see
point.
me. You would
Like,
just see me and my tiny whities go flying out that bus.
at that point, it's like I know how this goes. I've watched enough movies. Excuse me, y'all. I'm just gonna go outside and end this because I don't want the horror that leads up to what's inevitably gonna
Yeah,
happen. The movie's
yeah.
called Jeepers Creepers, and that's the creeper. My name is like Steve. I've never been seen anywhere else. I'm gonna die. Like this is gonna happen. Like
See me
I already,
run for about a quarter of a mile
I already
until I
know.
gotta take a break and start taking a breather, and he just swoops down and gets me, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just when you think you made it. You know what I mean? Just when you think you made it. All right, dude. So yes, slashers tonight. Now, of course, here's what happened. So I got the tier chart, from chart place, and I went into slashers. They did their best with what they put on there. I added a bunch of stuff, but I wasn't going to go through and just try to pull everything out of it. I just added some movies that I thought belonged in there. I'm well aware that there are plenty of slasher movies that aren't going to make the list, but there are so many. There's no way that we can talk about all of them and fall within our time limit for the show. For sure. But we will do more of these. I do promise. If you do see a movie that you would really like up there, make sure that you let me know so that next time we do something like this, I can make sure to get your movie up there. But like I said, I used what they had, plus I added some. I did my best. We'll see how it goes here. But let me go ahead and bring up the tier chart that I have, and we can kind of go over the categories for it. I am going to ask a big question or a big ask from my mods tonight. If you could get a count for the votes tonight, if you guys would work that out to see who's going to do that, because I can't pull this many selections. If you guys could get a count for this and let me know, where each of these go, I would be greatly appreciative for that. And thank you very much. But here is our tier chart for tonight, and we will go over the selections. The top obviously being the best of the best, that is the all-time great. Like, I'm not one to just vote for you, but when you have movies like, we'll just say Halloween, I don't see Halloween not landing in that. Not saying we couldn't get a surprise tonight and, the chat voted out, that's where it would go. You know what I mean? The next one, this is more of the very good category. Like it's very good. It's not, an all-time great, but it's very good. And that category is called Hell Yeah, Play That Shit. Because anytime anyone asks me, hey, do you want to watch this? Hell yeah, play that shit. It's fucking good. Like, I definitely want to watch it. The next selection is more of it's good. It's not very good, but it's pretty good. It's okay. I'll take it then. I'll take it. It's not bad. The okay, it's kind of just like a basic slasher. You know what I mean? It's nothing special. Yes, it has the slasher formula, but they didn't do anything super awesome. It's just kind of basic. Of course, we have the ever so popular meh. I could take it or leave it. It's nothing special. It's not that great.
I like meh.
Yeah,
I like meh.
Right, dude. And meh has been with us since the beginning. Anytime we do a tier chart, meh has always been an option.
And there's a lot of meh movies.
There are. There are. Well, hopefully we won't get two of them. We won't get too many of them tonight. Hopefully that we will get some good ones, because I'll have a lot to choose from, and I'll try to keep them, as good as possible. But we're gonna have to throw our favorites up there to see how the chat, does with those. And then this one is probably my favorite because this is the category that used to be trash can. But I feel like since we love slashers so much, I had to bring it, I had to come a little better than just trash can. So the bottom tier is throw that in the trash and take the bag with you on the way out. So not only is it trash, I don't even want it in my place anymore. So when you throw that movie in the trash, take that bag with you when you leave, because I don't want it. I don't want the smell of that trash in my house. This movie.
This is right after meh, correct?
Oh yes. So we go from I don't really like it to this is total trash. I don't need to watch this ever again. Throw it in the trash and take the bag with you when you leave. So those are our choices for tonight. And I will just scroll down for a quick second to show you guys that we have plenty of slasher movies here that we can choose from.
Beautiful, beautiful
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. That's gorgeous. That's
It
gorgeous.
is. It is. And there's a lot of bangers on here too. There are a lot of bangers. And I definitely want to start with something, maybe not something that's super, maybe something that's newer, right? Let's do that. Let's start with this movie. And I'm hoping that you saw this movie, because this is something I've added because I don't see people talk about this movie a lot, or at least I don't see it. I'm not saying people do or don't. I just haven't seen a lot of people talking about this movie. And this is a movie I saw on Netflix. And I'm going to go ahead and, if it lets me, well, I just didn't really do that very well. This is going to be interesting. And I want to talk about Hush. Okay? Hush. Have you seen Hush, Matt? Let's start there.
I love Hush.
I do too. All right? Hush, to me, I don't feel like there's a lot of people that really talk about it. You know, it's not in the horror circles. Not a lot of people bring it up and say, you know what? I really enjoyed Hush. Hush was a good movie. So we're going to start with Hush. I want you guys to vote what category that you would like Hush to be in. And Matt and I will basically give you guys our feelings about Hush. Matt, you being my guest, I will let you start off with Hush.
Hell yeah. Play that shit.
Mm,
That is where I put Hush.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Play that shit. I love it, dude. I
Yeah.
love it. I love the, you know, the atmosphere. I
Yes.
love the premise.
Yeah.
The acting. The suspense. It's
Yeah.
got a little bit of everything, dude. I absolutely love Hush. You know, I can't put it top to the top,
Right.
but play that shit anytime. I'm down. That's where I've got it. And it's solid at that.
I will agree with you on that. On hell yeah, play that shit. And you, what you said about that movie, perfectly. That's how I feel, dude. And the thing that you said the most about it was suspense, because this movie oozed with suspense. She's deaf. She can't hear anything. He can lurk so much more to where he's just behind her and she doesn't know. Dude, I loved Hush. I really did. Like you said, I wouldn't put it on it's an all-time great at this point, but dude, hell yeah, man. Play that shit any freaking time. That was 2016. It came out. It's when I saw it on Netflix. I was happy as hell to watch that. It was one of those movies that I had no idea going into what I was in for. I just had a friend say, hey, you should check out Hush. It's good. And I was like, all right, why not? And dude, when it was over, I was happy as hell that I watched it. So yeah, we'll see where the chat goes with this. I'll leave it in basic for right now until Lydia gives me an update on where we are with Hush. And I'll catch up on the chat just a little bit because my man, Peter Anthony, throws a $1.99 super chat saying, what's up, Michael and Matt? Nice mask. Loved Hush. That's what I'm talking about, my man. Hell yeah, dude. Hush was freaking awesome. And anybody that gives a super chat, they're getting a clip tonight. Peter, being the first to throw a super chat tonight, I am going to play a clip for you that I absolutely love. And it has to come from my man, dude, because he's freaking awesome. Matt, you know how I feel about this gentleman here. He's one of my favorite characters of all time. I don't care what anybody says. Let's hear what Leslie Chow has to say about the super chat.
Now, give me money, or I shoot him, and I shoot all you motherfuckers, and then we take it. Your choice, bitches.
Absolutely love Mr. Chow, and he has to be in there. I'm sorry. Mr. Chow's always going to get playtime on Movies and Beyond. Dude, could you imagine having Leslie Chow on Movies and Beyond? Like, I would absolutely freaking love it.
Dude, Michael, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed Warg.
Hell yeah.
He was fun. He was fun to play and put on. But yeah, he was super, super uncomfortable, but I will not stop trying to bring some cool characters on here. But yeah, that was fun, man. But no, Chow, I know how much you love Chow.
Oh, dude.
And he's a trip, dude. He is an absolute trip.
Yeah, dude. I love that character. I do. Make sure that you guys are voting in the chat for where you think Hush should go for sure. I can't wait to get this one on here.
And that stars Mike Flanagan's real life wife.
I forget her name, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I know Lydia can bust that out. Yeah. So if you would, Lydia, help us out with her name. And she was due to come to, I want to say, last year's Horror Hunter Scarefest, and they had to, her and Flanagan.
Yeah, I think it was March, Horror Hound March.
Yeah, and they had to back out. So that sucked. We're actually in the middle of watching Blind Manor right now. But he's done some killer stuff, dude. Michael, I still want you to check out Midnight Mass. That's another Mike Flanagan.
Okay.
Super dope. Yeah.
While we're waiting on the results for this one to come in, dude, let's go ahead and grab another movie, and then we'll move that to the appropriate place. Let's see, dude. Let's keep it somewhat new for right now before we jump in. Hell yeah, dude. Let's do this because I'm curious to what everybody has to say about this one. And we're gonna go ahead and put this up here. In a Violent Nature. So hell yeah, play that shit is where Hush will end up. In a Violent Nature. I would love to hear. Matt, have you seen In a Violent Nature yet?
I have not.
Okay, so
I have not.
With it being new, let's try not to give too many spoilers for this one. For the simple fact that a lot of people may not have seen it. But I will tell you this, man. This movie for me, and I hate to say it, it's kind of where it belongs. For me, I think that it's freaking basic. I don't think that there was anything too special about it. When I saw it, I was underwhelmed, and I feel like it just never really picked up, and it had a lot of slowness in between. You always kind of wonder what the killer of the movie is doing when he's not chasing somebody. And the story develops without you seeing it, and it just made it really tough. But I will tell you this. There is one badass kill in this movie that I will put up with any slasher movie, like seriously, that I've ever seen. There is one kill in this that is just, it almost makes me want to put it in, okay, then I'll take it just for that kill. But I can't really do that with this movie for the simple fact that there was a lot of downtime in this movie, and it seemed like the ending was, to me, it was just kind of underwhelming. It didn't really... it just didn't come together for me. I thought that the ending was going to pull it all together. Usually when you get that like slow type of atmosphere, the ending usually kind of, lifts you up, but it just, I was waiting for something crazy that never happened. You know what I mean? And that's what I'll say.
I like hearing you say that, Michael, because just like about the kill, because there's a lot of movies, I can't, bust them out off the top of my head, but there's a lot of movies that can rank very low, but then there's just something in there that you don't want to disregard and you can't disregard. So I like that you say that. It just, there's a lot of, like, there's movies I'll say it's just dog shit. I don't really want to see it again, but damn, it was the atmosphere spot on.
Right.
Yeah. Or whatever it might be. But so I think it's cool that you say that. And I don't think you're alone on that. There's a lot of movies that can be just very unfavorable, but they've got that one thing that you don't want to go without saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right. Well, we're waiting for people to figure that one out. It doesn't seem like a lot of people saw that movie. So let me get into some older stuff here. Let's go with one of the Giants, man. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's do...
I like Giants.
Yeah, let's start off because, dude, we're both big Halloween fans. We're both big Friday fans. But let's go ahead and let's jump out of there for a quick second. And let's do the OG Nightmare on Elm Street. where would you put the OG Nightmare on Elm Street, Matt?
It's at the top.
Yeah,
it's at the top. And there's nobody that can even talk me into getting it even into the hell yeah, play that shit. I love it, dude. I absolutely love it. And it's cool because this you know me. This isn't coming from a Nightmare fanatic, by any means. But that original, that's where it belongs. That's where it belongs.
Oh yeah,
in my opinion.
I'm gonna agree with you, dude.
It's an all-time great.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, man. I do believe that A Nightmare on Elm Street it's an all-timer, dude. Like the amount of horror Mount Rushmores that Freddy Krueger is gonna be on. Wes Craven killed it with this movie, dude. Freddy became an icon of the 80s. You know what I mean? Like The Nightmare on Elm Street, it changed the game for horror. It really did. Because up until that point, for me, if it wasn't The Exorcist scaring the hell out of me, or if it wasn't Jason or Michael, dude, this guy came for you in your dreams. So as a kid, it was like, I've got to go to sleep, and this right here, like that's where he gets me at. You know what I mean? And you're talking about when I saw Nightmare on Elm Street, I was 8, maybe. I didn't see it in the theater. I saw it at home. But it was up there. But dude, yeah, A Nightmare on Elm Street has to go under all-time great.
I wish I saw it in the theater, man. I do. I wish I saw it in the theater, but I saw it at home as well. And it was one of the I don't ever try to act like I'm, like unscarable or anything like that, because that's not the case. I've got goofy. You can ask Liddy. I've got goofy things that have scared me. But the original Nightmare on Elm Street was definitely one of those films that as a kid freaked me the F out. The body bag in the hallway, the girl running in the hallway was creepy as shit. Tina's kill, I still put that up against just about any kill to this day. With her going up on the wall and all that blood, dude, it had such an impact. Like, how iconic was Tina's kill? Like, just shut up.
Freaking crazy.
It's just stupid. And that's what you get. All those iconic moments with A Nightmare on Elm Street. And this first time seeing Freddy Krueger, like, and I've told you guys time and time again how much I am about the look of a character, and it doesn't get better than Freddy Krueger, dude.
It doesn't.
The burn, the freaking glove, the knives, he's beautiful. He's beautiful.
Okay. Hell yeah, man. I agree. Russell's saying he can't see the tier chart really well. Sorry, buddy. I don't think I can make it any bigger without it taking everything out of it. Like, I've blown it up pretty well. But if you have any questions about it, man, just throw it out there, and I'm sure that one of us can get to you for sure. I see Have Cheetah Will View is in the chat, and I want to say what's up to him. And so I don't forget to let you guys know, be sure to go over to his channel on Wednesday. We'll go over to his channel whenever, subscribe. He's freaking awesome. But come over there Wednesday at 8 p.m. I will be over there on his channel, and I will be playing a questions game with him. He's going to ask me some questions. It's my first time over there. I'm very humbled by you inviting me over there, sir, and I can't wait to do it. So make sure, if you're not busy Wednesday at 8 p.m., go over to his channel, and some Movies and Beyond will be over there hanging out with Have Cheetah Will View for sure. And thanks for coming tonight, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. I see Michael's in the chat. What's up, Michael? That's such a good name, dude. That's such a good name. Saying A Nightmare on Elm Street is such a great film. I'm a bigger Halloween and Friday guy, but it still makes my top 10 of all-time horror films. Same, yes. It might be. Yeah, it's definitely in the top 10 for sure. If not lower than that. Like, yeah, it's fantastic. It is freaking fantastic. Russell saying all-time great. Peter Anthony says Nightmare on Elm Street 312, my list. Dude, Peter, we have a lot in common with A Nightmare on Elm Street. Do you remember when I said that my favorite was 3 and everybody's like, "You're gonna put that one above the original." It's like, dude, I just love it more. You know what I mean? Like 3 to me is always hell yeah, dude. I agree. Have Cheetah saying the original Nightmare on Elm Street was scary as hell. It was, dude. I thought 2 was scary as hell, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh shit, Michael, Nightmare 2 is underrated too. Freddy is very dark in that one. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, dude. So me and you are in agreement. You know, this is an all-timer, for sure. Paula's saying all-time great. Disturbed is saying all-time great. Let's see.
It is.
Lydia's saying all-time great is currently in the lead with 5 votes. Hell yeah, is followed with 4 votes.
And that's cool. You know, if you're struggling between, you know, all time and hell yeah, dude, you're a solid freaking film. And as far as like 2 and stuff, I can't, you know, I don't have the chance to say that 2 scared me as much and stuff, because for whatever reason I didn't really see the sequels until I was a little bit older. But for whatever reason, that first one, I got to see very, very young.
Yeah.
But by the time I was watching, you know, 2, 3, and 4, I had a little bit more age on me and whatnot. So it didn't give me that fear factor, but that first one was terrifying.
I remember seeing 2. The trailer for 2 was all over, and I watched it on pay-per-view back then when it came out, but it wasn't called pay-per-view back then. It was called Viewer's Choice. And we had this box that had all these white buttons down the side, and it had 3 white buttons in the middle. And then it had black buttons down the other side and a red button at the bottom. If you put it on the Viewer's Choice channel, you had to hit that red button, and they were about to charge you $4.99. You know, so anytime you hit that red button, that had to be a, hey, Dad, can we pay $4.99 to watch this movie? You know, we didn't.
And that's just that's a one watch?
One watch. Yes. That's all it was.
My dad be saying, hell no.
Right. Pretty much, you know, for the most part, 90% of the time I would ask, it'd be like, no, it's like, Dad, there's a new Nightmare on Elm Street. And if he wanted to watch it, we're hitting that red button, man. We're definitely hitting that red button. But it was very few and far between.
I don't remember the Viewer's Choice, man, but I'm sure my old man does.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I love hearing that stuff, dude.
Yeah, dude, it was something else. But all time great has one.
I've always struggled to, you know, growing up to get my dad to pull the trigger on any of that shit. Like $4.99, you better be owning that shit.
Right now, dude. It wasn't owning it. It was a one-time view. But
they sent us some popcorn with that shit.
we were lucky enough to have a VCR, bro. And anytime you watch pay-per-view, you better hit that record button. You know what I mean? You better hit that record button and put it on the tape. So yes, it was a one-time view, but we could have viewed it as many times as we wanted because it was on a VHS tape.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Jerry asked me a question. I did this just for him, and we're going to go ahead and jump into this right now because I knew he would ask. I knew this was coming up. We're going with the OG Wrong Turn. Yes, Jerry Wilson, this is for you, my man. It wasn't on the list. I added it on there because I knew you would ask. Matt, Wrong Turn for you, the OG.
I actually, you know, because, dude, Michael, and you guys in the chat, you know, because you know as well as we do, you know, we do this stuff on a whim, man. We do it on a whim. You know, I didn't have a week to think about this. I'm just now thinking about it.
Right.
And so doing this on a whim, I'm torn, but I don't think I am. Where it has to go for me, because I do love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And there's a small part of me that wants to put it, you know, just all the way up there, but I can't. I just can't. But for me, it's hell yeah. Play that shit. And no lower. Right. But there is a small part of me that I do love it so much. I almost want to take it to the top, but I just can't give it that type of credibility. So I'm going to go with what I just said on a whim. It's for me, it's hell yeah, play that shit. I love it. My good friend John put that movie in perspective for me a couple of years ago. He said it did not reinvent the wheel by any means, but what it did very well. And I thought that was a beautiful way to put it. They didn't reinvent the wheel, getting your car breaks down and some hillbillies come and, whatever. We've heard the story.
Right.
But Wrong Turn executed it extremely well.
Oh yeah, man.
They made it fun, and that's where it is for me, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna second that because, and I'll go just a step further than what you went. Wrong Turn was fucking awesome, man. I do think it goes in hell yeah, play that shit, because I can't put it in the same category as like a Nightmare on Elm Street. A Nightmare on Elm Street did something different for horror. It changed things. It set like a certain standard with things, to where Wrong Turn, as you said, it did it very well. But it was something that was already, established, something that, is tried and true, that worked. But you're right. It did do that very well, man. But Wrong Turn, the first one, I just watched the second, third one a few days ago, and it was like, man, what a drop off from the first one. Good God. But we're not talking about those today. We're talking
They're
about
good for a little sleepover, but yeah. You know what I mean? But no, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, hell yeah, man. Play that shit. That's definitely where I want to put it. I think that's a great place for it. That's where it goes in my mind anyway. Of course we'll see where the chat goes with this one. And while they're doing that, she's tallying up the votes, man. Let's bring up something else. I will put this for right now in okay. So we're going to go ahead and leave Violent Nature and Basic. It was tied between okay and Basic. Lydia let me know you hadn't seen it, so I went ahead and did the tiebreaker for In a Violent Nature, and we'll leave that one in Basic. But Wrong Turn, that is the vote. If you haven't voted, please vote. Lydia's called for last call on that one. And let's go ahead, man. I think that it's time, Matt. I think that it's time that we throw up what I know as some of our favorites. I'm going to start with yours, my friend. I know it's on here because I saw it earlier. It's kind of hard for mine. Here we go. Let's go ahead and jump into a juggernaut right away.
Shit. Oh, shit.
And let's jump into Rob Zombie's Halloween. I know that the chat's going to love. It's our first step into Haddonfield. And we'll jump into Rob Zombie's Halloween. And if I'm not mistaken, this is your favorite slasher?
Yes. Yeah. It's always good. It's always good banter. It's always good banter. And Michael, you and I were talking about good banter today. Like, that's what's so good about this, fun about this chat. Mm-hmm. Like, I so welcome good banter. I don't want anyone to ever get nasty to somebody on what they like on here. But good banter is awesome. And I feel like you always get that when you start talking the Rob Zombie Halloween. So, and it's funny because even with where you know where I put it, it goes all the way to the top for me.
Yeah.
But even for where I put it, I can see a lot of people putting it in, play that shit. Okay, then you start saying basic slasher, I might have some issues, but hey, it's your jam. But yeah, for me, it just goes to the top, and I won't go into why. I've said that numerous times. Right. So, but yeah, that's where I put it. And I'd like to hear you talk on it a little bit, Michael.
Yeah. So 2 things before I get started on Rob Zombie's Halloween. Wrong Turn came in with all-time great. The chat voted it in all-time great. So Wrong Turn is up top. I'm sure Jerry is dancing.
And that's also
right now. Jerry is somewhere dancing. I guarantee that. I would almost
Jerry's twerking. Jerry's twerking.
Guaranteed. Jerry's movie has jumped to the top.
Don't throw your back out.
Yeah.
Jerry. That's all we ask. Don't throw your back out.
And another thing I want to let people know, I mentioned a little earlier, but I want to make sure that everybody knows. Peter was asking, am I the only one not seeing the poll in YouTube? Yes, I cannot put these into a poll because there's too many options. YouTube will only let me put 4 options in there, so it's unfortunate. We're basically just throwing our votes in the chat. Lydia is going to go ahead and keep count of the votes that come up. So make sure you're only voting once for these. Just throw where you think it should go in the chat, and we'll go ahead and Lydia will take account of that, and she's working that out for us for sure. Sorry, I blame YouTube. I would love to put all of these into the poll. It makes it so much easier, but unfortunately, they have not allowed me to do so. So blame them. Unfortunately, the freaking YouTube. I'll tell you what. Rob Zombie's Halloween for me. Like I've always said, Matt, and I've told you, I think that it is a good slasher movie. I do. I think that it's fun. But when I look at it from, a Halloween movie standpoint, I'm going to put it under, okay, then I'll take it. For the simple fact that, I've come around a little bit on Rob Zombie's Halloween. Prior to us doing the Halloween month that we did last year, I made sure that I gave that movie the proper attention, because prior to that, it was something that I watched. It's okay, it's nothing special. Here's what I don't like about it. So what I did when I rewatched it last year was, hey, Michael, let's find the things that we do like about this movie. Let's not go into it with a mindset of we already hate this. Let's see what it does well. And I did that with this. And it did make me like it a little better. I also watched a 4-hour documentary of behind the scenes and Rob Zombie and them making this movie. That shit was 4 hours long. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. And I watched all of it.
What was that on?
I watched it on YouTube, on my TV through YouTube. I'll try to find it. It's been a year. I'll look for it and I'll send you a link for it, so you can check it out. But yes, it was 4 hours long, and I do appreciate what they did. But at the same time, we all like Halloween for different reasons. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. But for me, I'll put, okay, then I'll take that. Mine has always been the mystery, the shape. You know what I mean? And he's Michael Myers in this one. To me, he doesn't fit that mold, but that doesn't make it a bad movie. He's huge, in this. He doesn't fit the mold of what, my Michael is, but at the same time, I don't feel like this is a bad movie. So, okay, then I'll take it. We'll let the chat decide on where this one goes. And I will throw my movie up here next, that I'm a huge fan of, for sure.
Before you do that, I got a question for you, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I don't know if I've ever asked you this.
Yeah.
Because a big thing I've always said, that excited me so much about Rob Zombie's Halloween,
right,
is that, for one, I grew up loving Halloween.
Yes.
And it wasn't in my radar. I never thought that they were going to remake it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because I know you're also a Rob Zombie fan as far as his music and everything.
Oh yeah, dude. I love his music.
So when they, were announcing, one, that it's getting a remake, and then two, that it's by Rob Zombie, it really had me kind of through the roof on that. Like, so did you have that? Did you at least have that first initial, like, same thing? Like, they're remaking Halloween, this movie I've always loved, and it's by, Rob Zombie, did you have that? Or were you more nervous on, can Rob Zombie do this, or, whatever.
So here's how I feel about that. As far as music, I like Pink Floyd too, but I don't want them fucking with Halloween. You know what I mean? Like, don't know. Like, I don't want that. The thing that got me excited about Rob Zombie's Halloween was the trailer. All right. To be honest with you, the trailer, when I saw that, I was like, holy shit, this is going to be fucking awesome.
Okay. So not the initial just beginning that he was doing it.
No, I was more worried than anything else, because
I like to hear that.
Yeah,
I like to hear that
because too, but I don't want them touching Friday the 13th. You know what I mean? Like, no. Like, you play music, dude. That's great. Now, Rob Zombie is a little different than like Led Zeppelin or like Pink Floyd, because he's done movies prior to Halloween. You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, though.
His status as a musician didn't make me feel like excited that he was making Halloween. You know what I mean?
I guess for me, then I guess the biggest thing is, I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to cut you off. I guess the biggest thing is I just didn't expect it to be made. But go on, buddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't have that feeling because a musician that I liked was playing, or making a movie, a beloved
Okay.
franchise to me for sure. But
Okay.
it did go under. Hell yeah, play that shit. That's where it is ended up, man, and that's freaking awesome.
Thank you for answering that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, sure.
Because that's something I had always wanted to ask you, because yeah, and that goes to show you how people look at different things differently.
Yeah.
It played a huge role for me. I was like, what? They're remaking this, and it's Rob Zombie. I almost was set up to just like, it's almost like I couldn't have even been disappointed, but then I did like what he did,
Right. Yeah.
But
He was very brutal. You know what I mean? Like
and
Rob
me, I
Zombie-
love brutal. I
Yeah.
love brutal. I
Yeah.
love brutal.
And that's why I always say, dude, everybody is a fan, but nobody fully is a fan for the same reasons. You can be a huge Halloween fan. I can be a huge Halloween fan, but what makes you a fan isn't necessarily what makes me a fan. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all, dude. Like, that's freaking awesome. It's like, oh, I love the fact that Michael was brutal as hell. It's like, dude, I love the fact that he's like a shadow and he's the shape. And that's what makes him so mysterious to me, was the mystery. That's what made him different, was the mystery. And that's what made me, that's what Michael appealed to me, was because of that.
And see, I like both.
Yeah.
I like both. So that's where it even gets deeper. Like, yeah.
All right.
I like both, man. God, this shit is so deep. This shit is so deep.
So with you going Halloween, as your favorite. Now, this isn't my favorite of all time because I'm not putting that one up there yet because I already know where that's going to land. I am going to go to Camp Crystal Lake with this one, though. I was thinking about sticking in Haddonfield, but I think I'm going to save that one for a little later. Since we were just in Haddonfield, let's take a trip to Camp Crystal Lake, my friend. And let's check out Friday the 13th, the final chapter, the one that's on my t-shirt for tonight. Let's go ahead and see where that lands. And I'll go ahead and start with this one since this is, my baby for Friday the 13th. To me, on Friday the 13th, the final chapter, anytime I think or someone says Friday the 13th, my mind immediately goes here. It immediately goes to the 80s. It immediately goes to the music, Tom Savini coming back to do that. Ted White playing Jason, the way the story came together, the introduction of the Jarvis family, the introduction of Tommy Jarvis, who later, played a bigger role in Friday the 13th. This movie to me, it just bleeds Friday the 13th. Like, again, not to be repetitive, but the music alone to me, gets me going right away. Like, this is the feeling I get when I see Friday the 13th. If someone's like, Michael, what's your first thought on Friday the 13th? It's going to be something from part 4, whether it be something goofy, whether it be something scary, or whether it just be something wholesome, man. To me, this movie had it all. Now, I can understand that it hasn't aged very well, but that's going to happen, and I don't think it should be penalized for that. This is one of those movies that I can watch anytime. If anyone ever asks me what is my favorite Friday the 13th, this is number one by a minute, like by far. Like, there's a nice little gap between my number 1 and number 2. Not that I don't, me, I love the franchise. It's my favorite. But Friday the 13th part 4 sticks out to me, dude. You have great people in it. Corey Feldman was killing it in the 80s, dude. I mean, I think this and Gremlins came out in the same year. You know what I mean? Like, he was absolutely killing it. Then he had Goonies. To get him in there, dude, freaking amazing that they did that. I can't put it any lower than all-time great on my list. Now, I understand, it may not go that way for the chat, but that's where I want to put this one. How about you, buddy? Friday the 13th, part 4.
It is, hell yeah, play that shit for me. We've been been over this. It's not far back on my chart, but it's never been my number 1 or my number 2. but it is like my, without thinking too hard, let's say, number 3 to 5. It's somewhere in there. I definitely dig it. It's just never been my number one. I put 3 and I know it's, without getting into all that, but 3 just has a special place for me. And then 7.
Yeah.
And then it would probably be like a battle between like 2 and 4 after that. Like, it's up there. It's one of my favorites. But I can't put a Jason other than like my number 1 or 2 Jason at an all-time great, because I will put those up there. So it's barely away from that for me. It's barely away from that, but for me, it's at a hell yeah, play that shit. I do enjoy it. Just something about me loves that Richard Brooker, that, his build, his, first time getting the mask, I have a lot of nostalgia for that, but this is a topic, I can talk about for days, but I do enjoy it. So don't let that be your takeaway that I didn't put it all time great. But I thoroughly enjoy it, and I put it at hell yeah, play that shit.
This was, we're getting down to the final votes. Lydia's called the 60-second rule. So if you haven't voted, make sure that you do. This was the one that I wanted to see in theaters, but I couldn't go. I was too young. Nobody would take me. I had to listen to my neighbors talk about it and them to give a horrible version of what happened in this movie to me, and I told my dad, as a kid, like, Dad, I really want to see the next one. And so he took me to Friday 5. And of course, my first Friday the 13th movie seen in the theater was the one that Jason was not in. So unfortunately, I was a little disappointed as a kid the following year when I got to go to the theater to see the new Friday the 13th movie, and all I got was a few hallucinations of Jason. I was a little,
and a lot of boobs.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's to be expected.
And you got, a couple hallucinations and some tig old bitties, and some popcorn. You shouldn't have been too upset, but you know what? I didn't see a lot of Jasons in the theater.
Okay,
that I can recall.
I saw 5, 6, 7, 8. Those were the 4 I saw in theaters when they came out.
That's so cool, Michael.
I didn't see Jason Goes to Hell in the theater. I saw that on video, and I saw Jason X on video. So I didn't see that, but I did see Freddy versus Jason in the theater.
You saw 5, 6, 7 in the theater?
5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I saw Manhattan in the theater too.
Dude, that's dope. That's dope. I can't remember those. And there now granted, there were a lot of times where I went to the theater and I might not have remembered it. But it, I almost don't count it unless I actually, remember it. Dude, I don't know that I saw many Jasons in the theater.
I saw quite a few Halloweens as well. I saw 4, 5, 6. I don't think I saw H2O in the theater, believe it or not. I
did. The first one that I remember was 6 in the theater. Okay. I did not see 4 or 5.
All right.
I was too young. Jason's, man, I have to get back on you with you, dude. I remember seeing the remake in the theater.
I did see the remake too. I didn't count that one.
Freddy versus Jason in the theater.
Yep.
I'm thinking aside from that, I may have seen 8 in the theater, and that's a maybe, dude.
Hell yeah.
But like we've said before, a 5-year difference, in that time period.
Oh, easily.
Is a big difference.
Big difference. Yeah. Huge difference. Matt, I'm going to throw one of ours that we both like pretty much equally. I'd love to see where the chat feels about this one.
We're doing Grease.
We are see, you ruined it. Now we're doing Grease. We are doing The Strangers Pray at Night.
Oh shit.
I'll start with this one because it's quick. Okay. Strangers Pray at Night for me. Soundtrack killing it. I'm always entertained. Hell yeah, play that shit. That's all I really have to say about it, dude. There's so many things that I love about this movie because it's basic. It is just basic, but it does not belong in the basic section because it brings me a ton of entertainment. I'm going with hell yeah, play that shit. Strangers Pray at Night. What about you, sir?
I'm going all-time great. It brings me that much. It brings me that much joy. It brings me that much joy. I gotta just even kind of one up you. I love it, dude. You can ask anybody. And that's what it comes down to, like how much you love a film. I have seen Pray at Night since it came out probably 6 or 7 times now. And it's become a go-to for me. Like if I'm struggling, like say I just want to eat a sandwich and have a movie playing for 30 minutes, like I throw on Strangers Pray at Night, dude. I just thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah.
I love the family aspect. I love it, and it reminds me a little bit of like like what I was saying about Wrong Turn. Like it doesn't reinvent anything, but what it does well. It's along those lines. But I just love the dynamic.
It totally
it's an all-time great for me.
It totally makes you look at the song Total Eclipse of the Heart from a different perspective. Now, you know, the music that they chose in
it's like Fear the Reaper with Halloween.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Like it's like
who hears
music I would have never listened to driving down the street. Comes on the radio. It's like the song Nothing at All. Nothing at all. You know, at the end. Dude, that was perfectly placed. Like it really brought the vibe to that, dude. And it's just like that song can come on the radio and I'm going to turn it up because it's making me think of Strangers Pray at Night. It's not making me think of, you know, what the song was originally intended to be. But now I have this different look at the music that's playing in this. And it's just like, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah, dude. Like that's a song I would hear in the car with my mom when I was a kid and she was going grocery shopping. Never thought anything of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But watch Strangers Pray at Night. It's like, not only do I know this song, this is a dope scene. They're playing this song. He's dragging that axe like on fire, walking behind her. You know, and it's just like, dude, this is something else. This is something different. Dude, hell yeah, play that shit. I'm telling you.
And anybody saying like, because like I do know how high I put it up there, and like you know, if someone's, you know, they say that's, you know, that's just a little too much, Matt. I get that, and I respect that. But it does hit me that much, and I love playing that film. And there's very few films for me that I can just put on anytime. So I gotta respect those films and put them where they belong for me.
Hell yeah, man.
On that note, I'm gonna take a little quick restroom break, Mike. I'll be right back.
Sure. I will keep up with the chat here. We'll catch up while Matt does that. Let's see. Vote now for the Strangers Pray at Night. We'll start there. Lydia's throwing up the hell yeah. Jerry said it's okay. I'll take it. Russell was saying, Grease, what on earth? Yeah, you found out the secret. Love Grease. Lydia is saying the pool scene alone was a chef kiss. Yeah, like that pool scene was freaking awesome. And it goes back to the part to where she comes running out at him. And, you know, he beats her down. And he's standing there like, I got one of yours. I got one of yours. Like that whole sequence was freaking awesome. Mr. Rick saying, hell yeah, for Strangers too. That's what I'm talking about, Mr. Rick. Melissa saying, Kill saw on stream. I mean, because of COVID, but 18 ends I saw in the cinema. Yeah, I get that. I do. Yeah, I actually watched Kills. I want to say I saw it in the theater, but I think it was at Scarefest. I think it came out. I was at Scarefest in the hotel I stay at Scarefest, directly across the street's a movie theater. I think I went over there and saw it. I'm pretty sure it was there. I know I saw that one in the theater. The only one out of the David Gordon Green trilogy I didn't see in the theater was Ents. I saw that on Peacock, I do believe. Excuse me. Have Cheetah Will View says, hell yeah, for Strangers too. Hell yeah. Melissa as well. Lydia saying, was Grease on the list? No, it was not. It was not. James said, I'll take it. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Melissa said all the Strangers movies are good. They definitely. So I really like the Strangers, and I like Strangers Pray at Night. The newer one kind of felt like a repeat almost. I wasn't completely sold on the newest one. Not that it was bad. It's just like I felt like I'd seen it before already. Russell is saying people are going to be shocked. All time great for me. Hell yeah, my man. Peter Anthony Productions has donated $1.99. It says Strangers 2 changed the game with that 80s song mixed in. Yeah, dude, the soundtrack, like I was saying, dude, fantastic. It really brings it together for me. And there's multiple scenes with that in there that I think of. I can't remember the song directly. I talked about Total Eclipse of the Heart. I talked about Nothing at All. But there was that other scene where the sackhead guy killed the father and turned on the radio first. Like that scene was freaking ridiculously good. Like it was so well done. And the music played a big part in that as well. And thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Thank you. Let me know in the chat if you want Chow again, Peter Anthony. I will do that for sure. Let's see. Let me catch up here. Jerry Wilson has donated one Movies and Beyond membership. Jerry, you are the man. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Let's see. Mr. Rick is saying, am I the only one that really enjoyed part 3? So you're talking about the newer Strangers movie that just came in, or yeah, because there were only the 2, and then the newest one came out, and that's like kind of like a start over. Like that wasn't continued to the other ones, for sure. Russell, all-time great. Paula is saying basic slasher. Hell yeah. Fridge is saying Strangers Home Invasions. Can't rate it. All right. Melissa saying saw kills on Peacock. Hell yeah. Lydia saying hell yeah has won with 4 votes. So we will go ahead and put Strangers Pray at Night in hell yeah. Russell is saying saw Strangers in the theaters. Oh yeah. Paula is saying, oh, that's awesome. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Peter says it's okay. No chow needed. Hey, dude, anytime you have paid. So anytime you don't need to throw a super chat, just be like, Michael, I need some Leslie Chow. Michael, I'm joining your stream right now. I've had a rough day, and you know what would make my day better? Some Leslie Chow. And I got you, my man. I got you. Russell is saying I saw kills and ends on Peacock. All right. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, my man. Fridge is saying I had that crafts job for 1 year, yet the arthritis from it stays a lifetime. Oh, ouch. And Mr. Rick is saying, yes, the new Strangers movie. I think it seems the same because they're doing something different in the next 2 movies. That's my guess. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right. Matt is back with a new mask. Mad Matt's mask is back with a new mask. What's up, my man?
I love wearing mask. Not much. Where are we, buddy?
All right. So I just caught up with the chat. Let's go ahead. Is there any slasher that you feel like off the top of your head that you would like to throw up there? So I'm not, just throwing anything at random up there. Is there anything that you wanted to see up on the chart yourself? No, and I can let you think about that too if you want to.
No, it doesn't have to be on this chart that I see in front of me.
Well, it probably should. Like that could be the only way that I could really get it up there.
No, I got you. I'm just asking.
Yeah. Man.
So if I'm picking one off of here, let's go with a wrench, man. Let's go with I Know What You Did Last Summer, and let's go. Let's talk about that.
Let's do the first one. All right.
Oh, absolutely.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. So that will be the next movie. How did you feel about I Know What You Did Last Summer, Matt? And before you do, let me just go ahead and break this out for Jerry, because Jerry really wanted some Skeletor.
What?
And I will give Jerry some Skeletor. Jerry.
I love Skeletor too. Go ahead, Michael. I'm sorry.
Hell yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive into I Know What You Did Last Summer. Matt, how do you this one for me is going to be tough for the simple fact that I've not seen this one in a very long time. So what I will be talking about are things that I vaguely remember from this movie. It's not something that I own, and it's not. I do remember liking the second one better than the first one. I don't know how popular that is, but yeah, I'll let you go ahead and go on. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I'll tell you that's impressive. Like I don't see a lot of people say that I know the second one was better. So you gotta kind of go back to the time for these movies.
Yeah.
You really do. So this was a late 90s, early 2000s kind of thing, and there were a lot of movies like this. But what I think they hold a lot of nostalgia. It's just like the Scream movies, man. They're not flawless. I know there's Scream fans that are like, "F you, Matt." Yeah, they are. They're brilliant and flawless. In my opinion, they're not. But we wouldn't have I Know What You Did Last Summer or Urban Legend, all those movies without Scream.
Mm-hmm.
And for the time they came out with the whole teenagers, and it was fun, dude. It was very fun. So I enjoyed it. Now, can I say anything that brings it to the absolute top? No. But there was a time where those movies were very, very cool. So what I'm going to do, I think they have a lot of nostalgia. I think they were very important for the horror genre.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with okay, then I'll take it.
Okay.
That's where I'll put it. They had their purpose. And I can play those movies from time to time, and they do take you back.
Yeah.
But I can't put them too high, and I don't want to disrespect them too much either. So that's the best place for them, if you ask me.
The one thing that really sticks out to me for this, and something you touched on just a little bit, was these movies are definitely a product of their time. You know what I mean? It is one of those movies to where you can immediately start it, and if you've never seen it before, you'd be like, oh, okay, this was a late 90s, early 2000s horror movie. They stick out. All genre, not genres, but all timepieces of horror kind of stick out. Like you watch Friday the 13th Part 4, that's an 80s movie. You know what I mean? You watch Texas Chainsaw 03 to me is what changed the game for horror. Once that came out. You know what I mean? Because it did. You kind of went from, like you said, you had Scream at the time. You had Urban Legends. You had I Know What You Did Last Summer. And hell, it may make people agree with me or disagree with me, but Halloween H2O fit that scheme as well too. Even though it had though it had Jamie Lee Curtis, it looked like one of those movies. You know what I mean? Like it felt like one of those movies. It was a product of its time. And I remember seeing it for the first time. I couldn't stop looking at Jennifer Love Hewitt. I think I'm in love with her. Seeing this as a late teenager, like she's probably the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't care how good or bad this movie is. I think I love her. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of thing that I remember about I Know What You Did Last Summer. I remember the basic premise. They hit the guy. He comes back like, I know what you did last summer. And it was just basically trying to figure out what was going on through the whole movie. There are bits and pieces I remember. Like, not enough for me to be like, hey, I know a lot about this movie. So it's something I definitely, a lot of people like this movie, and it is something I probably should go back. But
as long as Jennifer talks us through it, like we'll be okay. Like,
but I do remember, I don't think I saw the third one. I do remember liking the second one better than the first one. But this all, like, I'd have to look at the time that these came out, because I think this was around my military time, when these were very popular. So with me being deployed and stuff, I I have that gap, and we've talked about that in the past of horror for me, where I'm not as, on it because shit, I was in the military. I couldn't just
Jack
go to the
Black.
theater and freaking
Jack
anytime I
Black
wanted
even
to.
came on board with one of the sequels.
Yeah.
Like, remember he was like the stoner
Yeah.
in like part 2 or 3, it's
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
But they are cool, dude. Like
yeah, definitely.
To visit those, like, and I'm not like I am an old man, but I'm not the old man that like tries to revisit my childhood. But I do enjoy those like horror movies that do take you back to like high school and all that. For whatever reason, I'm a sucker for them, dude. I am. And if they're done well, I'm all about it. And that time period really brought some pretty good ones out,
Melissa's with me. Hell yeah, I know what you did last summer, but two is better. I remember thinking that. Now I can't give you details because, like I said, it's been forever since I've seen
part 2 now. Like I do.
I would have to watch part 1 again to make sure I got the full. You know what I mean? So definitely, yeah. Maybe we'll do those sometime, Matt. Like just do them back to back. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, we'll see if Jennifer Love Hewitt wants to watch them with us and
on Movies and Beyond. Yeah.
For sure.
You know what? I'll just call her agent. We're old friends, and we'll make that happen. I'm sure that she
used to love coming over in her PJs and watching horror films. So I don't see why she would have an issue now.
Yeah, she's such a sweetheart, isn't she? And the way we joke around, somebody at some point is gonna be like, Michael's having Jennifer Love Hewitt on Movies and Beyond, and I'm gonna be like, oh god, my humor is definitely dry. I guarantee that it is sarcastic. This is sarcasm, people. Anybody on a rewatch?
Yeah,
trust me.
Yeah,
I don't have that kind of reach. Actually, I have no reach. So let's not even pretend that I have any reach whatsoever. Let's see. So Hell Yeah has won with 6 votes. I know what you did last summer. Hell yeah, play that shit. That's what I'm talking about, man.
I like that.
I do too. Let's do this, dude. This one's kind of different. And this is something I want to throw Psycho up there. I do want to throw Psycho up there. The original Alfred Hitchcock, Psycho. Cast your votes. Dude, this is one of those movies that, to me, people talk about it. Peeping Tom was before this, but to me, this is the one that started it all for me. When we talk about movies not existing before movies, to me, in my opinion, if there's no Psycho, there's no Halloween, there's no Friday the 13th, there's no A Nightmare on Elm Street, there's no Scream. Because if you think about it, dude, all the things that, well, there might have been Nightmare on Elm Street. That's questionable. But when you really think about that, and Texas Chainsaw, I don't really know if that has much to do with Psycho. It could be wrong. But I definitely know that there's no Halloween. Without Halloween, there's no Friday. Without Halloween and Friday,
man,
Halloween, there's no Scream.
It goes for so many things.
It does. And I almost hate doing it that way. You know what I mean? Because it's a domino effect, where people say, well, hell, there's no Friday the 13th without Halloween. I'm like, fair, but there's no Halloween without Psycho. So, what are we doing?
Yeah, you can get down to like,
right.
Well, if they didn't invent the freaking movie script, it wouldn't have been, yeah.
Right. But I mean, hell, Samuel Loomis, Dr. Loomis is named after a character in Psycho, Samuel Loomis. You know what I mean? Like,
that's awesome.
It's there. Like, dude, this movie though, and I don't want to, dwell on other movies when I talk about Psycho. I do believe what I'm saying. Trust me. I promise. But dude, to this, Psycho is one of those movies that I probably watch once or twice a year, Matt. I do, because I enjoy it so much. I did not see Janet Leigh dying in that movie. To me, I'm watching the main character, and then she goes early. Look at Scream, Drew Barrymore, Psycho. Kind of got that from there. You know what I mean? It's dude, Psycho was freaking amazing. And the first time I saw it, I did not expect look, it's not a spoiler at this point. If you haven't seen it, it's your fault. Okay, this movie's in black and white. Let me tell the truth. Him to come out in the dress at the end being mom. You know what I mean? I had no idea that was coming. All I knew when I saw this movie for the first time, my dad said it scared the shit out of him. So we sat down and watched it. And at the time, it was pretty scary to me. Now, granted, it was after I'd seen The Exorcist, but I really enjoyed it. And the older I got, the more I could appreciate it for what it was. So for me, Psycho, I'm putting all-time great. I got to do it. Matt, how do you feel about Psycho, my friend?
So I want to get better with I've seen Psycho.
Yeah.
But I want to get a lot better on some of the older movies, as far as like the Vincent Price movies, the original monster movies, because a lot of them I have not seen. So but I've seen Psycho. Now when you're talking Psycho, now are you asking me where I put Psycho?
Yes.
Okay, because it's all-time great. And I haven't seen it. I've probably seen the original Psycho twice.
Okay.
But it is before my time. I'm going to be honest. So maybe for me, it doesn't have all that much rewatch ability, because I do tend to like, a little bit newer movies. Of course, there's a whole generation that would call all my movies old. So there's a fine line there. But damn it, dude. When I watch Psycho, I absolutely do enjoy myself. And then I understand and realize what this movie did for the horror community, the slasher community. And it's absolutely undeniable that it's at the top of the heap, man. And then they brought out the show Bates Motel, and I freaking put that against almost any show out there, dude. It's at the top for me, man. It's all-time great. It's all-time great.
It looks like that's the way it's going to fall in the votes. Lydia called last call for it, but she also said it's an all-time great. It's in the lead with 7 votes. No other tiers have any votes. So definitely go with Psycho for sure up there. And it looks like the all-time greatest one with 8 votes RKO'd every other tier with 0 votes. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
That's so awesome.
All right, I got a good one. It's gonna
Michael,
be fun.
have you seen Bates Motel?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Do you know I love Vera Farmiga, dude? Like I absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
I was when I proposed to her and she turned me down, it took me a while to bounce back, but yeah.
You too.
I like her too.
You too.
I like her.
I think she turned me down, after The Conjuring 2, when we were on location together. We were sitting there talking, because I designed Valak. It was a great honor for that.
Yep. I know that.
I told her.
Yeah. I should be getting the restraining order lifted within the next month or two.
Oh, 2025 for me, sir. She didn't like the fact that I called her Lorraine after the movie set was done. So it was fine.
Dude,
but
she is awesome.
Yeah, she is. She's super cool.
She is awesome.
Dude, let's do a fun one. Not that they're all not fun, but this one has some history with Movies and Beyond. It was the Rocky story in one of our brackets a few months ago. It stood the test of time, and it fought off juggernaut after juggernaut to get as far as it did in the bracket. Let's look at Freddy versus Jason, my friend. How do you feel about Freddy versus Jason, and where are you coming in on this tier chart? with this movie?
For me, it's so simple where it lands because.
Well, hold on, Matt. I'm about to yell at you for this. You need to fix this. Lydia says she hasn't seen it. Freddy versus Jason. That needs to be played in the household pretty soon. Pretty soon on that one.
I agree. So I almost feel like Freddy versus Jason, it can only at this point really almost get better with age because once we had that movie, I thought we were going to get so much.
Yeah.
So much. But I can't deny the fact that I enjoyed it when it came out, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I thought there was going to be so much more. And there was nothing. There was nothing.
No, there wasn't.
This movie, I don't want anybody to take me wrong. Like, I don't think it's not beautiful, but it is for what we got. So it's the only movie where we got two titans, guys, going at it. And for the time,
for the slashers,
for the time, I thought they did it pretty well. When this movie was coming out, I'm like, how are they going to make it like realistic? Why they're, going at each other. And I feel like they did a pretty good job of that. So I enjoyed the movie. For me, it's going to go at a hell yeah, play that shit.
All right.
I just can't put it at, because it has flaws, man. It has flaws. But damn it, dude. How many movies do we have like that?
Yeah.
And how fun is it? So I respect the shit out of it for, I'm glad we got it. I still hold hopes that we'll, make some more, but it's like, who plays Freddy now? Who plays Jason? But I hold that movie pretty near and dear to my heart. So it's hell yeah, play that shit for me.
Hell yeah, man. This movie, I have a complicated past with it. You know what I mean? Because the Jason fan in me absolutely hates what they did. The Freddy fan in me is like, this is a pretty good nightmare movie. You know what I mean? So going into this, I think that Jason was not represented well. I don't like what they did with Jason in this. I felt like he was playing second fiddle to Freddy most of the time, which makes sense because, New Line
Cinema.
The house that Freddy built, right? And okay, I'm fine, past with that and everything. But this is a good time. It's not a great movie. Like I said, not trying to repeat myself. Way better nightmare movie than it is Friday movie. But there's something about it that if it's on, I'm going to watch it for a few minutes. I'm not going to change the channel right away. So I'm going to put this under, okay, then I'll take it. But more for the Freddy side of things than the Jason side of things. Because if I could have got Kane Hodder in that role as Jason, I feel like he would have been like, hey, guess what? Jason wouldn't be like that, or Jason wouldn't do that, because he's very experienced in the role of playing Jason. And from what I've heard, he did that on sets. Like, no, Jason wouldn't do it. He would do it this way. So I feel like some of that stuff, would have been more interesting. Granted, what I think would have happened in a fight between the two, once Freddy's out of Dreamland, Jason's ripping both of his arms off and beating him to death with it in like 3 seconds. But they had to make it interesting. I understand that to a degree, but the Jason fan in me, it makes me want to cry. So, okay, then I'll take it because it is a fun watch. And it's still, to this day, my favorite movie-going experience of my life. It was like a UFC fight. If you haven't seen that story, you should go back and check out my video I did. I had my buddy on, and we talked about Freddy versus Jason because we went to the theater to see it together in 2003, and it was just an absolute blast. But, okay, then I'll take it for Freddy versus Jason for me. Let's go ahead and see where we're at in the chat. Hopefully Lydia is counting up the votes. Jerry went with hell yeah. Russell went with all-time great. That's what I'm talking about. Peter Anthony said Freddy versus Jason basic slasher. I get it.
I get that too. I get that.
Yeah.
I so get that.
Fridge is saying, hell yeah, Freddy divorces Jason.
It's
Mr. Rick has said, play that shit. Have Cheetah says, I will take it. Hell yeah. Paula, I will take it. The Shape, I'll take it. Michael Joe is saying Freddy versus Jason didn't age well to me. Yeah, I think it was just kind of what it was. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of what it was. Val is saying I'll take it. Lydia is saying I like the contrast of the two leading tiers right now. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy Freddy vs. Jason. What do I put it at? I'll take it then.
I think you put it under hell yeah, I'll play that shit.
Did I?
I do believe so.
Okay.
But I mean, you can change it if you want. There's no rules, man. There's no rules. There is
no, it's
no
just
rules.
like, because, I don't think it's great. But I love it because it's like, I thought so much after that was going to happen. I was like, brace myself. We're going to get Chucky versus Leprechaun. I was just ready for everything. And then just nothing happened after that. Like, so I learned to love it a little bit more,
Yeah. Dude, while we're waiting for this one. Oh, actually it came through. Okay, then I'll take it as 4-3. So it will go there. And this one is kind of a fun one for me. I enjoy it.
So it went to
much. Yes, it went to okay, then I will take it. Yes, has won. Hatchet. Let's talk about Hatchet. You like Hatchet? Is that one of your
I do.
Let's talk about Hatchet for a minute. How did you feel about that one?
So Hatchet is just it's just average as average gets.
Yeah.
It's like, it's fun. It's fun. If you're, you got some friends over and you're like, hey, you guys want to watch a, slasher and order a pizza, but you don't really have like, say you've run out of like, the best Jasons or Michaels, but you're like, hey, we need a slasher. Like you say, okay, let's do Hatchet. Like, it's not at the bottom of the barrel. It's not at the top, dude. It's just Hatchet is Hatchet, man. It's so middle tier for me.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
So I have to put a Hatchet at okay, then I'll take it.
Hell yeah, man.
I can't put it okay, play that shit, because that's a movie I get seriously excited about. And I can get excited a little bit about some of the Hatchets, but not enough to put it at that category. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I get it.
But I won't disrespect them and put them like at, basic or mad. Because I like them, but yeah, that's as far as they go for me.
So I'm about to surprise you a little bit with Hatchet, and I'm gonna tell you why. Hatchet to me, I'm gonna say hell yeah, play that shit, and I'm gonna tell you why. All right, you have a movie that has Jason, Freddy, and freaking Candyman in this motherfucker, right? You got Robert Englund, Tony Todd, and freaking Kane Hodder, and it's just like, dude, this movie. The premise, yes, you're right, dude. You're not watching this for the story whatsoever. Hatchet is, when I go in to watch Hatchet, I'm not trying to say this is gonna revolutionize the slashers. You know what I mean? It's fun for me. It's got the kid from Grandma's Boy in it. It's kind of like one of the main characters. You know what I mean? He's I always forget his name. But he played he was a nerd on Grandma's Boy. Dude, I watched this recently and I was telling you about that, where I ended up saying I'm going to watch Hatchet, and I ended up watching 3 of them, right? I had back to back to back, just because I was having such a good time watching these. The kills are good. Story's a little rough, but it has all the like slasher tropes in it, and it's such a freaking good time. And Victor Crowley is just insane. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you're used to the silent types, you know what I mean? Victor Crowley's extra. Like extra. Like he's just in overalls running around freaking screaming. Some of the kills in this are totally wicked. Dude, I'm going to put it under hell yeah, play that shit. Not because I believe the story is there. I just think that I have such a great time watching it. You know, like anybody that argues the points and says, hey, this movie should be here because, I would probably say you're more than likely right. But at the same time, if you pulled out Hatchet and were like, Michael, Hatchet, I'm going to say, hell yeah, play that shit. Throw that on, dude. I'm down to watch Hatchet anytime, for sure. I don't know where
it's right there with a it's right there with a like a Wrong Turn marathon. Like you know, you got friends over, it's like, let's do a Hatchet marathon or let's do a Wrong Turn marathon. They're kind of very much the same. But they're movies you can't go wrong with. Like if you just want to have a good time and, you know, watch some, you know, kills and, you know, boobs flopping and, you know, meat getting hacked up, like whatever, you know, it's just like the horror genre. They're solid, but they're nothing, they're nothing special. They didn't, you know.
Yeah, they didn't do anything groundbreaking for sure.
No.
Let's see where the chat is at. Val is saying hell yeah. Russell's saying hell yeah. Lydia's saying only seen half the movie, so I'll say okay then. I have to finish it. Hell yeah. Jerry as well. Okay then, I'll take it. Michael Joe is saying Victor Crowley versus Jason fight movie would be dope. Yeah, that'd be a crazy fight. That would definitely be a crazy
definitely have to finish that with Lydia then.
Yeah. James is saying hell yeah. Have Cheetah is saying Hatchet has some brutal kills. It does. Let's see. Have Cheetah is also saying hell yeah for Hatchet. Peter Anthony is saying Hatchet, hell yeah. Kane as a killer that runs. A great story and Kane's favorite kill of his career. The lady's jaw ripped on the 360 camera spin. Yes. That was, dude. That was.
Is that Kane's favorite?
Gnarly.
That's so cool.
That was fucking gnarly. Mr. Rick is saying play that shit. Michael Joe is saying I enjoyed Hatchet.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. If I feel like you know, I hate to say this because like going down to like you're not a true if you don't like this.
No, of
like,
course not.
You know, I hate to say that, but I feel like for the majority of, you know, true horror fans, like you're gonna at least, you know, kind of like a Hatchet, because they're made for horror fans. They really are.
Yeah, easily. Yeah,
you know, I love the guy that like he's like, remember the guy in Hatchet? He's Asian and he kind of like gives himself that. Yeah, gives himself that like Southern accent.
Gives that Louisiana.
And he remember he gets mad like at his girlfriend. He's like, you know. It's like, oh, that was so funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he tries to have that like hillbilly accent. That's so funny.
Peter said, "I'm gonna go watch Hatchet right now. I'm gonna go watch Hatchet tonight now."
They're a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
And one of I think it was the last Hatchet that was called like Victor Crowley. The guy in that who is like the actor, and they keep going back to, and like he's like calling out in drama, but he's still trying to act. You remember him, Michael?
Yes.
Dude, he's funnier than fuck. He's like, dude, he killed me. Like calling out for help, but he's still trying to like act, and like when he's doing it, God. It was like some Ace Ventura shit, man.
Hell yeah.
I thought he was hysterical.
Has one.
Hysterical. Because each time it would go back to him calling for help, he was like a different person. He'd be like a Marine kind of. Do you remember that shit?
Yeah, dude.
God.
I absolutely love that series, man. It's
Dude,
like I say,
dude, he was
so
hilarious. He was hilarious. I've
All
told
right,
Lydia
dude.
about that.
So this will be the last movie of the night, but I'm gonna save this tier so we can come back to it, you guys, because we have a ton of movies on here that we can throw in. But this right here, dude, I wanted to save this one, and we started earlier. I started to bring it up, but I'm gonna save it. This one is one of my favorites, and I had to get it on a list because it hasn't. I don't think that I brought it on a list before, but I want to go Halloween 2018. Where does it belong? We're gonna end in Haddonfield tonight. Halloween's coming soon. I feel like it's a good place to end. I could put the original up there, but I might as well just put that at the very top because I guarantee I knew it would go there. But Halloween 2018, cast your votes now. I'm going to put it right there to start so it doesn't get mixed up. Dude, you know how I feel about this movie. I've talked extensively about how much I love Halloween 2018. To me, it was the movie that went back to what Halloween was to me. You know, it went back to the roots. It went back to there being no brother and sister. It went back to him having no agenda. It went back to him not caring about anybody whatsoever. He was just Michael being old school Michael in this one. I think James Jude Courtney came through freaking stellar. Brought Michael back to me. Made me feel like Michael was there, dude. I absolutely love this movie. And I'll take all the heat in the world for it. You know, people can bash, you know, certain things about this movie, but to me, it felt like true Halloween. That's what it felt like to me. I absolutely freaking love it. To me, I know that more than likely it's a hell yeah, play that shit. But in my mind, it's an all-time great, and it's one that I will watch any freaking time. So if I'm choosing, in my mind, Halloween 2018 has to go to all-time great for sure. How about you, sir? Halloween 2018 for the last movie of the evening.
So now, Michael, if I'm being completely honest, it makes me a little bit sad. Just bringing it up because one thing I want to say is 2018 came out around Halloween in 2018. And then Kills came out. And then Ends came out. They gave me so much to look forward to around this Halloween time. So much. I can relate an entire season, fall season, to Kills. I remember how I felt, where I was when Kills was coming out. Same thing with 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a huge sadness that you know we're going to be hitting a fall season, and there's not a David Gordon Green Halloween coming out. Like, I cherished those moments. So correct me if you guys didn't feel that same way, but when he was bringing those out each fall season, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. So there's a big part of sadness when you bring up, for me, 2018. Saying that, Michael, I put it exactly where you put it.
Oh yeah.
I have an issue with that movie. But I can have an issue with my favorite movie of all time. It's minor, compared to what is phenomenal about that movie. And it is phenomenal. I put it right there. Exactly. I'm right there with you, buddy.
Go inside. I'm a doctor.
I'm right there with you. For me, it's an all-time great. It's an all-time great. but I will just miss because he did bring something back to me. Like, I mean, I'll always love the fall season, but when you're talking about bringing back Halloween and then it's over, but I know the next Halloween we're getting kills and stuff. I know you remember how fun that was, Michael. Like, it was amazing. And we were on that David Gordon Green ride for like 3-4 years, and it was amazing.
Yeah. Well, kills got delayed by COVID, so there was that year off.
Yeah. But it was always still there. We were waiting on it. And I loved that. So I missed that. But it's a fantastic film for me that belongs nowhere other than all-time great.
It's the thing with this is whether you loved or hated the David Gordon Green trilogy and where it went with Michael and everything. And I've always said this, Matt, and I've always said this, in every conversation I've had about this. If the Halloween story ended after 2018, like if that was the last one, and the last glimpse we saw of Michael Myers, of The Shape, was him standing there looking up at freaking Laurie and burning without any emotion, any movement, or anything like that, dude, I can take it like all freaking day. Like, to me, the way that he was looking at them when he was standing on that stairwell as it was burning around him, like that image is just burned in my mind. It's just like, this is freaking fantastic. Like, if this was it
was dope.
I could freaking take it. Like, I could absolutely freaking take it.
It was dope. And it was so much Michael. It was so much Michael. Michael don't give a fuck.
No.
Michael don't give a fuck. Nothing phases him. You're right, man. And the only reason I can say this is a dumb reason, but I hear what you're saying. I want Michael stuff, until I'm in the dirt.
Just keep them coming. Like, that's
but no, I know what you're saying, and I so get it, and I think you have every right to say that, and it would have been a badass point to end Michael. Like, people could be jumping, oh shit, it's burning, it's this, but not Michael, dude. He's just staring like the badass that he is.
Yeah.
And it's such an iconic scene, dude. Yeah. It's such an iconic scene. So I hear what you're saying, Michael. I do. It's just something to me. I feel like you and I are going to be long gone, and somebody's going to be like, okay, here's the new Halloween. Like, that's just how it's going to happen, dude. I feel like that's how it's going to happen. Now, will it be absolute horror shit when we're gone? It might. But that's what I think is going to happen. I hope it happens. I hope they, whatever. But there's just some things I hope carry on. But you're absolutely right. That'd be a dope ass place to end it.
I think it was freaking fantastic, man. I do. But dude, this was an absolute blast tonight. Let me see. All-time great has won with 7 votes. Oh yeah, dude. Let's put that up there. And I knew we'd never make it through all these movies, but you know what? The good thing about this, dude, was we didn't have any mess or any throw that in the trash and take the bag on your way out. So I feel
that's actually crazy.
Yeah. I mean, of course, it has a lot to do with the movies that we picked and the movies that I threw up there, because I was just like, as I'm going through them, I'm like, oh, that one's good. Oh, that one's good. I didn't really look through and be like, that one sucks. Let's throw that one up there. You know what I mean?
Dude, I finally wore Warg for the first time. So like that was crazy. I hope you guys like that, because that was intense.
Yeah.
But I always want to do that for you guys, man. I want to try to bring somebody new. Warg was intense. The eyes really hurt. But Michael, I always thank you, dude, just for having me on here. and I don't want to ever, take that for granted, because I really do appreciate you having me on here, man.
Oh yeah.
And for me to come on and like just wear a stupid mask for a little while, I just appreciate that, man. Because I got tons of them, and I'm like, where am I ever gonna wear them if not on the channel? So I hope you guys enjoy them. I'll try to wear them even if they just make my face feel like shit. But dude, it's always a good time, man. It's always a good time.
Oh yeah, dude.
I feel like I can let my entire horror nerd come out here, and that's awesome. I want you all to feel that way.
Yeah, definitely. Michael is asking, do we think we will get a Halloween or Friday film in 2025? Unfortunately, I do not. I do not think that we'll get something that soon. I could be wrong, but maybe 26. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. I think that, with 2024 coming to an end here shortly, we're on the back half, and we're into the back half a little bit already. I think that it's just, I don't think there's enough time.
I got a question for you,
to
Michael.
really do that. So unfortunately, no, we'll get the Halloween show, and we may get the Friday show, hopefully in 2025. But they did some, revamping there, so I don't really know. What you got, Matt?
What? So you were in the booth when Stryker was talking about like his new film, so. Do you know anything about that? Like, what do you think about,
If I'm being 100% honest, man, I was kind of in my phone a lot, and I wasn't really listening to everything. So I would have to look. So no, off the top of my head, no, I don't.
Okay.
He did mention a movie, and I remember seeing it on Instagram. But it's nothing that I've looked into extensively to know like dates or anything like that.
Yeah, I know he's been in movies before, so I don't want to disregard what he says. He's a nice enough guy. But okay, yeah, I guess something we can look forward to in the future, man. I know that. I know that you yourself, and I think, I hope I'm not stepping over the line, because I just think you'd be fucking brilliant. But I know you yourself would like to make a fan film at one point.
We'll see, man. I don't know. It's one of those things for me where I really enjoy watching them, but I don't feel like I'm in any place to make a film myself. For sure.
I mean, I wasn't finished, man. I actually, I'm not trying to be a dick. I just think, I think you're the man for it. I do.
That's a lot of faith, my friend.
I do, man. I think you're the man for it. So that's really all I'll say. But I know if that, on top of what I said there, if there's anything that you need from me or whatever, I'm definitely here. But we'll see how that goes. But man, dude, yeah. So I think you're the man for it. So don't cut yourself short. But fucking fantastic evening, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. This was a blast. I saw that Jamie Hart came in and she said, "Oh, I missed the whole thing." Hey, Jamie, it's good to see you here. Thanks for coming by. We'll be doing this again. We'll definitely be doing this again. Always good to see you, my friend, for sure. And yeah, man, another Sunday down. And don't forget, you guys, Wednesday, and I mentioned this earlier on the stream. Come over to Have Cheetah Will Views channel, 8 p.m. I will be over there hanging out with him. It'll be a blast. So I will put the link up on my Instagram to make sure that everybody sees it. And I will have other people share it out as well. So come over Wednesday, 8 p.m., hang out with him and myself. It should be an absolute blast. Matt, did you have anything before we were getting out of here?
The only thing that I would say to any of you guys that live fairly close, we are having our second annual costume contest at Trader's World. It's the Mad Matt's Mask costume contest, and Michael, you were there last time. It was a blast.
It's fun.
Absolute blast. So we give out an adult prize, we give out a children's prize. So if you're an adult that dresses up, please come. If your kids dressed up, bring your kids. It's just a damn good time, guys. And we're going to be holding it in the very center of Trader's World, where if you've come there and you're familiar with it, where the guy sings, we'll be hosting it right there. But I definitely am hoping for a bigger turnout this year. And I just love it, man. So yeah, if you're into cosplay as an adult, or your kids want to dress up, dude, come on out. We have great prizes. And it's just a good time. So that'll be the weekend before Halloween. It'll be that Saturday. So I like to get that out there. But that is about it, man. Aside from that, man, thanks for having me, Michael. I freaking love you guys. And I always love being on here. I feel honored that Michael has me every Sunday. So.
Oh yeah, man, it's a blast, and we'll see him again next Sunday. Don't forget, we won't be doing a Sunday show during Horror Hound weekend. I think that's mid-September, and we will also be missing Scarefest weekend as well too. So we won't be doing a show those weekends. I'll post dates up so everybody knows ahead of time, because off the top of my head, I always forget the dates. But this was a blast tonight. Again, Wednesday, Have Cheetah Will View, 8 p.m. Eastern. Go check it out. This Friday will be a very special edition of Paranormal Activity, a Paranormal Friday. So be sure to check that out. And with that being said, we'll see you guys.
What time does that start, Michael, if you don't mind me asking?
Which time does the
paranormal?
9 p.m.
Okay.
9 p.m. on Friday nights.
Okay.
So with that being said, we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Peace.
Toodaloo, motherfucker.
Hey, you